Inspiration produces hope, and hope produces action. If we have any hope to change the world around us, we must first be inspired and then be about the work of inspiring. These are some of my inspirations. Intense love does not measure, it just gives.
Yeah.
My brother David is one of my biggest inspirations. At 16 years old, he was diagnosed with manic depressive disorder, which then in turn turned into bipolar disorder. And throughout the years, he has had a very long, arduous journey with this terrible disease, but he's never given up. He's kept moving forward, taking one day at a time, one step at a time. And I know with all of my heart that he's going to beat this. In this picture, I'm holding my nephew Justin. It was discovered at 4 weeks old that he had a hole in his heart, and this hole in his heart required him to have open heart surgery that my brother and sister-in-law could not have afforded without charitable organizations like the Ronald McDonald House. But because of these organizations, he had the surgery and he made it through. And at 2 years old, he's as happy and as healthy as ever. And that's one of the reasons he's one of the biggest inspirations in my life. It was not into my ear that you whispered, but into my heart. It was not my lips that you kissed, but my soul. Graham truly is my soulmate. Victor Hugo says, "Music expresses that which cannot be put into words, and that which cannot remain silent." And that is one of the reasons why music is one of the most important creative expressions to my soul. One of the things that I've loved about my journey at Paul Mitchell School Orlando has been that I've gotten to discover that hair is another form of creative expression. E.Y. Harburg says that words make you think a thought, music makes you feel a feeling, and that a song makes you feel a thought. This is one of the reasons why I love working at the Pop Shop. In these pictures, you'll see my kids performing at Camp Boggy Creek, which is a camp for terminally ill children. And it's so cool that I get the opportunity to take the gifts that I've been given and teach music and singing and acting to these kids, where they can in turn take those gifts and better their world and give back to their communities. A friend is somebody that knows the song that's in your heart. A friend is someone who can sing it back to you, even when you have forgotten the words. Ralph Waldo Emerson says that the sky is the bread of life for the eyes. For me, my soul craves to be outdoors. There is something infinitely healing in the power of nature, in the assurance that dawn comes after the night and that spring comes after winter. Alice Walker says that animals can communicate, and they do. It's just that we ignore them. For me, I'm super passionate about the Humane Society and the work of animal adoption agencies. In these pictures, you can see my two cats, Hobbs and Converse, that are a huge part of my family. They're not pets, they're family. Mother Teresa said, "Spread love wherever you go. Let no one come to you without ever leaving happier." And for me, in this picture, you'll see that I'm dressed up as a clown, educating children in the public school system about the arts and how it's important that we keep the arts alive in our public schools, because you can make a living at being creative. Let us touch the dying, the poor, and the lonely, and the unwanted, according to the graces that we have been given. Let us never be ashamed or slow to do the humble work. In these pictures, you can see a mother and her child. I'm so passionate and inspired by life and the sanctity of human life, and that's why I volunteer at local crisis pregnancy centers in my community. Faith is so important to me. It is one of the most important inspirations in my life. Without faith in something greater than ourselves, there is no hope, and without hope, there is no action. This is Lillian, Najabir Lillian. She's from Uganda, Africa, and she's a physically handicapped young lady that my husband, Graham, and I get the opportunity and privilege to support. She's beautiful, she's talented, and she loves music. She's a wonderful artist. Lillian is fortunate enough to have both of her parents. So many children in Africa have lost their parents to the tragedy that is HIV/AIDS, and that's why Graham and I help support the Compassion International AIDS Initiative. We must open up our eyes to see the world the way that it is, so that we can change it into what we imagine it could be. We ourselves feel that what we are doing is just a drop in the ocean, but the ocean would be less because of the missing drop. Every single one of these inspirations, no matter how big or how small they may seem, have made me into the person that I am today. And without even the smallest of these inspirations, I would have less to offer and give to the rest of the world.